अनम्यूट करके बोलना है देखो यहाँ पे 3, 2, 1 go.
Good evening to one and all present here. I welcome you in today's special Q&A event where our CEO and founder Dr. Mohit Batra will answer all the questions you have about the equity market, sectors and even impacting the market sentiment. I request you all to please post your questions in the comment box below. Over to you, Mohit sir.
Thanks a lot. A very good evening to all of you. For all of you who I have not met in this particular year, wish you a very, very happy new year, a happy 2024. May this year be filled with a lot of joy, happiness, wealth, and a lot of health for you and your family members. God bless you all. God bless your all family members and your near and dear ones. Now, I imagine Sunil has already done an equity outlook presentation this for the current year. We've all seen that. We know that this particular year is going to be a range-bound kind of a year. This is not a very, very buoyant year. Prime factors affecting, although India is going to lead the pack in the growth rates, we are expecting over 6% GDP growth rate in the country, which will be the highest across the world. We are expecting some great sectors that may perform very well in this particular year. FPI's last year's record inflow may have some redemption pressures in this particular year. So we had seen close to 1,67,000 odd crores of record inflows coming in from FPIs last year. This year, the moderation is bound to happen. This year, some profit booking is bound to happen. And specifically, the rally that we've seen on the larger counters is coming because of the large FPI flow coming in. Now, when the moderation happens, there is also very interesting things that typically happens when the FPIs moderate their inflows or they start doing profit booking. There is a wide divide that can come in between the large cap, mid cap, and small cap indices performances. We personally expect mid cap and small caps like the last year, this year also to outperform and to be much higher than the large cap index. Although the last 2-3 months, large cap have taken a very giant leap, primarily because of a lot of money that is coming in from the FPIs. But we personally feel that we'll end the year with a larger share from the mid and the small cap. Sector views, we've already spoken about capital goods, infra as one of the sectors to watch out for. Pharma is the other sector to watch out for. Railways is a very interesting sector to watch out for. In fact, companies like Tax Macro Rail and all of the stuff that came out in our turnaround strategies have done phenomenally well. Cochin Shipyard. So a lot of railway stocks is something that we will be watching out for. And the other sector which looks promising this particular year is also defense. Interesting insight to happen in this year, which didn't happen, which is the start of the rate cut, which didn't happen last year. We went wrong last year because we had expectations of at least one rate cut to happen before the calendar year expires, but we had no rate cuts that happened last year. This year, we are personally believing that there should be 3 to 4 rate cuts that will happen. Inflation will start to ease out a little. Now, inflation easing out is also because of the global slowdown that may happen in economy, and hence the inflation easing out may happen. And to pump that back, the Fed and the RBIs and the central banks of various countries will have to start cutting down the interest rates, which can also look interesting for infra and housing sectors and the banking sector. But the interest rate cut in this particular year from 50 basis point to 100 basis points looks very apparent. Now, this can happen in 2 cycles, 3 cycles, or at most 4 cycles. So with that broader view, this particular webinar, which is a format of Q&A with me, is not just on equity markets, but any of your financial concerns that you may have. You may have concerns on your financial planning. You may have concerns on your housing loans. You may have concerns on your insurance, you may have concerns on any particular thing that you may have, please use my broader experience of not just equity market, but across the other markets to use that. So with that note, let's start the Q&A.
So this first question is from Mr. Chandar. Nifty lost 2000 points in 2 days. What next? Is it reversal?
Yeah, I mean, this was a sudden blip that has happened. I don't think so that is a blip that will stay out there. You can expect a certain bit of reversal that will come. See, this particular year is going to be a volatile year. In fact, you will laugh at this because we say this every year. Indian markets are volatile, and global markets are looking more volatile now. So volatility we'll have to embrace. This up and down on a 2-day, 1-week basis, I think something that should not shatter us. We typically believe that this is not a bullish market scenario that we are in. I think we are not in a bearish market scenario as well, but we are in a sideways scenario. In a sideways scenario, you will always have these kind of blips that will keep coming in. The blip on the down will get evened out by a blip on the top. So that is something that will happen, and I think there's nothing to worry about there.
So this next question is from Mr. Captain Frank. Hello Mohit, greetings from Canada. I'm seriously considering to move to India as my heart has always with India. I have an apartment condo 4 BHK in Pune. How much money per year I will need for living a moderate life for the next 20 years? I'm 72 years old chronologically and 39 biologically. My wife is 70 years chronologically and 37 biologically. Please guide me, Captain Frank.
A very good evening to you, Captain Frank, and good morning to you if you're in Canada. Interesting question out here. A definition of moderate and a high lifestyle is completely dependent on us. But I would say to live decently, comfortable life in a city like Pune, I think keeping a budget of around 2 to 2.5 lakh rupees a month is good enough, which is typically maybe 20 to 24 lakh rupees a year. Obviously, you can increase that on a yearly basis by 7-8% if you're planning for the next 20 years. Having said that, this doesn't include any ad hoc medical request or medical costs that may come in because of the age factor that we're talking here of you and your family. But on a broader basis, I think that's something that is a very comfortable for a 20-year period. I think 6-7 crores or maybe $1 million, 7 to 8 crores is a good amount to live a comfortable life in a city like Pune, assuming that you have your own condo out there and you are only leading a life which is not much expense on the real estate, because that is typically a very large factor that the resident Indians pay in terms of their real estate rentals or their EMIs or buying a house, which is not a problem with you. So I think, typically that I would say $1 million is a good amount out there. If you, have medical insurance or if you can use medical insurance, then that's great. Otherwise, that cost can vary a little, but I don't think so. The cost would be typically over a 7-8 crores for a 20-year period.
This next question is from Dr. Subrata. I'm so thankful to MarketsMojo, especially to you, sir, for unbiased and immensely valuable advice, thereby creating a sense of inbuilt confidence amongst us, both in bull and bear market. I have a portfolio of 94 lakhs and portfolio score is of 97. How much portfolio score do you think is satisfactory?
Thanks a lot, doctor, for your compliments and encouragement. I think anything over a 70 is a good portfolio score. Keep maintaining that particular score, 70, 75-ish and plus. And I think that is a very safe territory to be in. Your portfolio score is excellent. And the reason I must congratulate you is that the portfolio score is just not how good quality companies that you hold or, what is the score of your companies. We also look at how well your portfolio is diversified. We also look at how well your single stock holding is not too concentrated. We also look at your sector exposures are not, too concentrated. So we look at a lot of parameters when we give a portfolio score, and having that kind of a portfolio score, frankly, I have not heard of a portfolio score of 97. So that's a very, very good thing. And please keep maintaining that. And I think anything over a 70, 75, even if it goes a 97 goes down to that, you don't have to worry about.
So this next question is from Mr. Abhishek. Do you expect the market to fall to around October level before the elections? How about the current international tension between Yemen and USA, the Red Sea attacks? Is there speculations of big drop?
See, Yemen and US is these kind of discussions and talks will keep happening. We've, I think, crossed bigger roadblocks of Russia, Ukraine. We've had China, Taiwan tension going on, US, Yemen. These are geopolitical issues which are not, I would say, economic slowdown threatening issues. I mean, one of the issues that was economic slowdown was typically Russia and Ukraine, which is something that we really thought that may impact the markets, but it has not. I think the bigger impact, according to me, the wild card out here in this particular year will be how China recovers, because Chinese markets, the China global the markets are not at that particular rate. If you see the Chinese market returns, if you see Hong Kong, these are some of the places where the impact is very high. And I think the second largest economy coming back on track is my bigger concern than any of the geopolitical issues per se. Whether the market can go back to the October levels, the answer is, it is very difficult to predict these kind of things, right? I think when you have the elections coming in, a lot of BJP win kind of a sentiment will be priced in already. So election may not be a terrible event this year. The general elections may not be a terrible event this year. When I say terrible event, not in the way of negative, but in terms of even if BJP comes in with full majority, which the chances look, almost there. Never say never. But even if that happens, I think the market will not go into a bullish zone out there, because I think the pricing, and I think there's a very interesting chart that Sunil may have shared with you last time around, which we had made, which typically shows you that there is typically no correlation with, a long-term correlation with election results and the equity market movement. I think this particular year is going to be in a -10 to a +10 kind of a zone. So even if and I'm talking about extreme on the negative side, which is -10, the +10 can become 12, 15. But it is going to be a zoned market. This is not one of those markets where you can expect a 50% return, 60% return. And hence, in this particular market, something like MarketsMojo works pretty decently out there, because in these markets, broader themes don't work. So, you cannot today say that ek hi sector chalega, this sector I'll catch on to, or that sector will work, or any sector will work, right? In a flattish, in a sideways market, the only thing that works is bottoms up stock picking. So bottoms up stock picking is something that is going to work very, very nicely out here. So we have to just make sure, if we want to make the most of a sideways market, we have to focus terribly on quality. मतलब अभी वो सस्ता माल जो भी माल है वो चल जाएगा, वो those things this is not that year, right? Because the everything will work because the wave is so strong or the tailwind is so strong. There is not much of a tailwind, but I can also tell you that itna strong headwind bhi nahi hai. It is not that Yemen and USA is such a strong headwind that will stop the market. It's not. These things will keep happening. So what do we need to focus on as an investor? We need to focus on two things. Number one is that the stock picking, the quality of stocks we have to up. If you are today looking at a little bit of a greed that I will buy a micro cap, small cap, thoda mere ko news mila kahin se kuch mere ko score iska improve ho raha hai and all this stuff, I would typically shy away. I would typically move on 70 plus stocks only, and maybe I will go even to 75, 80 and say that, okay, let me at least be at the highest category of score out there. The reason is that if there is a correction or if there is too much of a headwind that might come in, at that particular time, these stocks will hedge. Even if they don't hedge, even if they fall more than the market, the recovery will be faster, right? So we have to have a conservative to moderate to conservative investing strategy within equity markets, which is go up the ladder on the score, go up the ladder on quality, go up the ladder on CFT valuation. So you go up out there, which is a combination of, as we call it, the score, right? So that's where we need to focus on. And as I said, the band is typically looking at 5-10% minus to 5-10% positive. Now, within this, is there an opportunity for us to make money? Absolutely. Opportunity to -10 में भी होती है, +10 में भी होती है, -20 में भी होती है, right? And that is the reason I'm saying that the bottoms of stock picking is very essential out here. Do not chase sectors right now. Do not chase smaller stocks in the greed of these will become better. This is a time where you should focus on great quality stocks. And if you want to focus on stocks which are smaller and which are unidentified, I would say please go to turnaround stocks. Please go to momentum now stocks. Please go to reliable performance, the 3 new products that we've launched. Excellent performance. Excellent performance since launch. Right? They're all beating the benchmark and with a fair amount of margin. So if you want to look at smaller stocks, go to those sections. But now is the time to stay wise and and do something which is absolutely by the book, which is good quality stocks.
So this next question is from Ms. Radhi. So she's asking, please explain how Mojo One can help a new investor.
Mojo One is a platform by which you have basically the whole Mojo research platform that is available, right from scores to model portfolios to Mojo stocks, which is the top quality stocks at any given point in time, research reports, switcher reports, which if you hold a stock, what to switch on, and portfolio analyzer and optimizer, where you can put your personal portfolio, upload your personal portfolio, and we'll start guiding you on the personal portfolio. Along with that, there are 3 high risk, high return strategy, which is turnaround strategies, which is where we look at only stocks that are turning around, which may be negative right now, but which has higher propensity of delivering great returns moving forward. Momentum now, stocks which are great stocks, but in current momentum. Market momentum may be anything, which will be market may be positively momentum, in a positive momentum or negative momentum. We try and catch only those stocks which are in positive momentum. So that is a great strategy to be in, because I used to tell you that if you remember during the launch of Mojo One, I kept telling you that my favorite in all of this is momentum now. And the reason in momentum now, it is because it solves a classical problem that irrespective of the market being in a bear zone, bull zone, flat zone, can I still look at stocks which have underlying momentum in it in any market cycle? So if you're looking at my favorite 2024 opportunity and listing, I would say it is momentum now. Then it will be Mojo stocks. So you can build a model portfolio. If you don't want to do stock by stock buying and selling, just create a model portfolio and we will manage that for you across aggressive, moderate and conservative profile. If you're looking at buying single stocks, then the four products are something that will help you, which is Mojo stocks are the highest quality, best performing stocks according to us. Momentum now, which catches momentum. If you want to take a little more risk, turnaround, which may be negative right now, but will turn around, and reliable performance, again, very similar to Mojo stocks. So I think we have ample products to suffice your needs, whether you're a stock buying investor, portfolio buying investor, whether you want to manage your own portfolio on the platform, you can do that as well. We'll start guiding you in any which ways.
So this next question is from Mr. Kushalendra. Hi Mohit, your webinar are always very knowledgeable and thought-provoking. Please suggest what should the margin I should negotiate with bank for a home loan for a ticket size of rupees 2 crores.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your compliment. I must tell you that there is a lot of investors. I thought the home loan webinar that I had done would benefit people. I was not sure because we do a lot of talking here on webinars, and I thought maybe it'll benefit a lot of users. And I was really happily surprised that a lot of users wrote to me that they were able to get their margins down. In fact, there's one gentleman who wrote to me on a large loan where he was paying around 9.2%. And classically, what happened? He was paying 8.2, that became 9.2. His EMI remained the same because the bank elongated the tenure of the loan. So he had no clue that he's paying 9.2, right? And then when he had discussions, he could break it down to 8.4%. From 9.2, he saved 80 basis point, which is a huge amount if you were to look at on a compounding basis. And likewise, I would say a lot of investors wrote back that they were able to renegotiate a good margin with the bank. Now, the margin is very different for different banks. Very different for different banks. Currently, the bank that is going very aggressive on margin is HDFC. If you really want to do a loan transfer from your current bank, maybe at a margin of 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, one of the good options that I found personally was HDFC, where you can get a margin of almost 1.8. Please make sure that you are nowhere paying more than 1.8 on the margin. Repo, as I said, is not in your control. That is in God's control, RBI's control, so we cannot control that. Margin is in our control. Go fight it out. It's your right. They will charge you 2,400, 2,800 rupees to change your margin. Be an educated investor. Money saved is money earned. Make sure that you get your margins at somewhere in the 1.8 to 1.85% route. I am a hard negotiator. So I know that 1.8 may be tough for you. Wherever you need my help, you let me know. But let's be together in this journey that 1.8 से ऊपर margin हमें नहीं pay करना है. We don't have to pay that margin. So please go ahead and find that out. I have frankly not checked the PSU banks. So if you can check with some PSU banks, if they are lower than that, I think with the NIMs of 2.5%, nobody will be lower of 1.8% is my guesstimate, I would say. But there can be somebody. But I can tell you that 1.8 is something which I negotiated like this, a couple of months back. So that is something which is extremely doable.
This next question is from Dr. Sarang. Hi Mohit sir, question is, with so many outstanding products that MarketsMojo brings, we are in a constant fear of missing out on recommendations across all the 4 products. How to not over diversify our portfolio? Please guide.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting thing. In fact, one of the investors came to the office and said, "Sir, bas karo abhi aur launch mat karna product. बहुत product हो गए हम, मतलब we are now too confused. There are too many products." And I understand the dilemma and the reason which he was saying. I also understand that we have too many products. I am going to think of a solution how to consolidate these 4 products into 1 or 2 products so that you can and maybe create portfolios, Mojo portfolio or a turnaround portfolio where you don't have to then look at which turnaround stocks. I can just put it in the turnaround portfolio. So if I have, say, 10 lakh rupees, I will put 3 lakh rupees at a turnaround, 2 lakh rupees in momentum now, and so on and so forth. It eases out the work for you. So trust me, I understand your problem, and I will typically find a solution to this. Give me a little time. I'm going to go and consolidate these 4 products so that you have ease of usage. The other thing that I don't know whether you guys have seen, we've launched a very exciting section which gives a lot of intelligence, which is the news section. There's, and this news section, we will be again the world's first service provider to have news on each and every stock. So please, it is on the main menu, the news section. Please go there. There's also a search box where you can put the name of your company and you will get every single possible news on that particular company. It's completely internally created by our IP. You can also search for recommendations out there. You can do what you feel like. there are premium products out there also. So it will talk about, news on Mojo stocks, why it is a Mojo stock, and also we've kind of combined the whole of Markets Mojo into a readable format in the news section. We make our own news. We also source every single piece of news written on that company externally, whether it is, Times of India, whether it is Economic Times, Business Standard, Hindu, whether it is Google, whether it is Money Control, whether anybody, all of that we consolidate, and then we also make our own news out there and give you a recommendation on that. It's very, very interesting section. It is now, for me, it has become my homepage. I always go to news first in the morning to see what is happening. So please do check that out. It will give you a little bit of a clarity. Other 2 points, as I discussed, is something that leave it with me for some time.
So this next question is from Mr. Praful. Hi Mohit, good to see you back. Markets Mojo is bringing in effective features and I see new features being introduced at a periodic space, latest being the news tab. Any guidance on InfinHub, as that would be a game changer and a good part of risk mitigation as we can invest across geographies?
2024 is InfinHub's year. I have shifted all our team members onto InfinHub. If you talk even today on the InfinHub for all the 21 countries, we made the results section live. On Monday, we are making the news section live on InfinHub. By the end of next couple of weeks, the new IP will go live across all 21 countries. And then we will launch the model portfolio. So 2024, the vision for Markets Mojo is to go global and launch in these 21 markets with all the features of Markets Mojo that are there. The missing features there are model portfolios, is news section, the turnaround stocks, momentum now, all of that will go out there. And we will also try and integrate an international investing engine, which is a broker, so that you will have ease of transaction that you can do across the global markets. So good you asked me this question. I wanted to announce this anyways, but 2024 is our two priorities is keep watching the IP and create the best global product ever under the InfinHub platform.
This next question is from Mr. Bala. Dear Mohit, Markets Mojo prediction that small and mid cap will fare well has come true in 2023. Given that these are already heated up, would you recommend large cap focus for this year?
No, sir, I would not. I think still there is a lot of valuation gap available. They are not demanding crazy valuations. I personally feel that, especially if we had done, I think in Sunil's presentation, we had told you the valuation gap that is still there. So I think there's a fair amount of potential that is still there. We are not at a very high valuation parameter for both mid and small. Contrary to normal belief that large cap should do well this particular year, I personally believe that mid caps will be the best this year, then small caps, and then large caps. That is the pecking order that I would typically choose. As I said, these are investor guiding webinars. I can be completely wrong. This is only a fair guesstimate that I have looking purely at numbers and the global understanding of numbers that I may have. That would be the order that I would expect the market to be in.
So this next question is from Mr. Joshua. Dr. Mohit, what is your opinion on keeping additional investable cash aside for opportunistic investments closer to general elections, pre as well as post-election?
Mr. Joshua, excellent question. I think in sideways market, you get the best time to invest. Very tough to do because when I tell you to invest when the markets are down 5, 7, 8%, it takes a lot of courage at that time to have the belief to investing. But the best time to invest is going to be in 2024. As we know, we've had great run. Great run in the sense we've had a very decent run. It's not that the markets have gone some terribly haywire and all. We are 52-week high. We keep talking about market all-time high. All-time, when people say that we are at all-time high, now what? And I always say that यार अगर आप 13-14% का compounding expect करते हो तो all time high नहीं आएगा तो ऊपर कैसे जाएगा फिर? राइट, इज ऑल टाइम हाई इज अ रियलिटी ना. वो जब तक हम ऑल टाइम हाई को क्रॉस नहीं करेंगे तो हम 10% कंपाउंडिंग कैसे करेंगे, 15% कंपाउंडिंग कैसे करेंगे हम. सो दैट ऑल टाइम हाई इज अ मिथ. I think this 52-week high is a myth. All-time high is a myth because if the market has to grow, it has to keep breaking barriers to grow. There's no other way to grow. So that is number one. The other thing is that falling market investing opportunities are the best, and this year may give that opportunity. Now, whether that opportunity will be pre-post election, that I do not know. I don't think so. Election ke time pe, market will be ready to give another 40% return. Because as I said, that is typically, Mr. Joshua, priced in. It is typically priced in. Price is the god of everything. Everything that you know, I know, everything that the company knows, everything that the economy knows, everything that the globe knows, everything is into the price. Price can be manipulated for a limited amount of time, but it will come back to where the stock price of a particular stock deserves to be, right? So whether it will be a good time to invest, I think yes. Whether you should keep, or if you want to increase allocation, is this year going to give you that opportunity? The answer is an absolute yes. This year will give you that opportunity. Courage we have to keep. We have to keep the courage to understand that when the markets are down, that is the time that I can put in more money, because, you always think that the stocks are going up and should I put money or not? This year may give you that, opportunity. Like, we've seen in the last couple of days, these kind of opportunity days will come this particular year.
So this next question is from Mr. Brar. Dear Mohit, can one get 1.85% margin in car loans as well?
Sir, I have not checked that, Mr. Brar. I can check that out for you. If you can note down this question, if you want, I can check that out for you. But I've frankly not seen, what kind of margins are going around in the car. Although it is a, fully secured loan, primarily because of the security of the car, like the home loan. The margins should not be very, very off. I think it can be maybe 2.5%, but I'll have to check that out. I do not want to shoot from the hip on this one.
This next question is from Mr. Suhas. Hello, Mohit sir. Lot of confusion as regards to FDI inflow in India. The wire/print is saying, is it 10 years low? What are exact numbers?
Sir, I also have been looking at that. I think we will write a blog on getting the clarity. I've told Sunil already to start working on a blog on the FDI inflow to get deeper into that. And I think give us a week, we will study the whole numbers and get back to you and send you a full-fledged research and a blog on this.
So this question is from Mr. Sham. As 2024 will be range bound, how should we handle our portfolio? Should we do some profit booking? If not, then how to manage in case not to lose profit?
Sir, range bound market may, if you want to do profit booking, see, there is only two things you can do. One is that you say that in a range bound market, I'm going to sit out till the time that range bound market reverses into a bull market. वो कब होगा आपको भी नहीं पता लगेगा. You will not be able to go back in. That is the classical mistake that I would say 99% of the investors do, that in a range bound market, they will typically book some profit and then they will say, I will get in when the market is better. But when the market becomes better, before you could invest, the market has already become better and best and moves ahead, right? So वो उसको बोलते हैं कहता भी दीवाना सुनता भी दीवाना, मतलब वो कभी होता नहीं. That is something that is easy to say but never done, right? Now comes the other situation, that what do you do? According to me, in a range bound market, you should look at negative ranges rather than positive ranges. So ये minus है, ये plus है, right? in a range bound market, a lot of investors go this side. कि जैसे थोड़ा plus हुआ तो they will try and take the profit out. I think the right investors go this side, which means that if the market is down -5%, -6%, -7%, that's when I would look at investing more. That's what I would typically suggest you. Rest the call is yours. I do not think profit booking, unless you are a short-term investor, profit booking is something that you should look at on a year-by-year basis. If it was a classically bear scenario, I will fully understand. In fact, मैं आपको आगे से ही बोल दूंगा. I will tell you myself to sit on cash. At the cost of me still being wrong, because you can never predict these markets, right? You know, our predictions on the market or our calculations on the market have mostly gone right, not always. Nobody can go always right. So we can go completely wrong as well, right? And as you know, every year we tell you this is what we said, this is what happened. This year also we have said those 10 things. We'll report back to you end of the year what we missed and what we hit. So if it is a bear market scenario, profit booking becomes inevitable to an extent. If you are a very courageous investor, you should not profit book at that point time also, because वो bear का जो turnaround होता है, वो जो नीचे से ऊपर का advantage आता है, वो miss हो जाता है पूरा, right? Portfolios, you know, classically in Infinity, if you see, there were a lot of clients who were, I think, in the month of August, September, their portfolios were down 10%, 20%. And they said that, "Ye kya ho raha hai, yaar? You know, our portfolios are down 10, 20. And we said that, don't look at that, Baba. Don't look at that. Na? Because when we'll run. There are certain stocks that run at a certain time. There are other stocks that run at a certain time. You cannot be very, myopic about this. Ke mera stock hi kyun nahi ja raha hai? Market to ja raha hai, right? My stock is not. Because these things happen in the market, right? The same portfolios moved up 50% in 3 months. The market didn't move 50%. The portfolios move 3 months, right? So this is a very, very stage-bound market where a lot of things can happen at a lot of different times. And hence, sideways markets are never the profit booking market. Bearish markets are the profit booking markets. Sideways markets are always to look at minus positions of the market for fresh investments. And that's how you need to play it. And obviously, profit booking can become a very important tool in a bullish market as well, where you personally feel that I need to get in. But all of these are afterthoughts, which means these things look very good, sound very good when you look backwards. Because आप उस टाइम बोल सकते हैं कि उस टाइम bear market था तो मैं उसको I should have done this, और bull market था तो I should have done this. These things are very difficult to do, and that is the reason we always tell investors to stay put. तो predict अपन कर ही नहीं सकते ना. I can't be telling you, no expert who's saying with firm confidence is actually confident himself. So the best way to do these things is predict ही नहीं करना, पैसा निकालना ही नहीं है. Bear market को खेलने दो, flat market. You've given your money to a trusted advisor. Why do you worry? You don't need to do anything. Just keep following the advice. कभी नीचे जाएगा, ऊपर जाएगा, नीचे जाएगा, ऊपर जाएगा. Trend line ऊपर होना चाहिए. CAGR रिटर्न चाहिए हमें. एक साल में 50% जाए, एक साल में 20% नीचे जाए, फिर 10% ऊपर जाए, फिर 5% नीचे जाए. CAGR तो मेरा 25% चाहिए मुझे, या CAGR मेरे को 20% चाहिए. That is how we need to look at things.
So this next question is from Mr. Saurabh. Hello, sir. How can we select sectors which are strong?
Sir, I have given you 5 sectors that look to be very strong. And as I said, that in these kind of markets, sector rotation can happen very fast. Sectors move in and out of flavor in 2 months, 3 months time. So it is very difficult to latch on a sector. वो एक time होता था कि IT चल रहा है तो IT चल रहा है, pharma चल रहा है तो चल रहा है, right? So those times have the reversal cycle of sectors has become very, very small. Some sector will come into vogue in for 2-3 months, the other sector will come and all of that stuff. But broadly speaking, if you see from here to a 2-year, 3-year period, the themes that are looking very good is A, capital goods and infra. Major government spending is going to come. B, railways, major spending is going to come. Right? अगर आपको next 2-3 years में major money making opportunity can be in railways again, but उसका आप लेने के बाद एक महीने बाद बोलना मत अभी तो चला नहीं, right? I'm talking about 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 years opportunities. So capital goods, infra, railways, defense. These three are long-term trending sectors that will give you fabulous outcome in long-term holding. Then you have sectors like pharma, which are looking good, but the pharma sector may have a trend line reversal as well soon. These three sectors that I'm today talking about are the long-term sectors that we need to look at, where you don't need to look at month on month. I personally believe यहाँ sector reversal नहीं होगा very soon. And these are long-term capital expenditure stories, which has to happen, which is in the budget, which is in the process of happening. So if I were you, I would typically look at these three sectors and all the great companies in these three sectors if I am an individual stock picker. And some of these companies are already appearing in our Mojo list, in our turnaround, in our momentum now stocks. But, capital goods infra, defense, and railways.
So this next question is from Mr. Venu. Mohit ji, with so much of volatility anticipated in stock market, will it be a good idea to invest in real estate in this year?
अरे सर वेनु जी, अरे वॉलिटिलिटी नहीं है तो फिर व्हाट डू यू वांट? एवरी ईयर आपको ऐसा चाहिए कि भाई नीचे नहीं आना चाहिए मेरे को 20-30% रिटर्न. विच मार्केट इज नॉट वॉलेटाइल मार्केट सर? Equity market is volatile. Your heartbeat is volatile. Everybody, till the time the volatility is the sign of being alive. Why don't we not understand that, right? You cannot have happiness every day. Someday ladai hogi, someday you're sad, someday. So that is volatility only, na? You can't say that I'll stop living here. Abhi ye thoda hota hai. Nobody can get angry with me. Nobody can make me sad and all of that stuff. That is how that is human life. That is how things work. So volatility, if you can't stomach volatility of the market, equity market is not the place, because only the investors who are in the monk mode, that hoga to hoga na, 10% niche to kya ho gaya usme. I have seen portfolios revive from year to year, people who are patient. A patient investor will never lose money. A moving investor will always lose money. Always. कभी छुट्टा बना लिया इधर उधर तो चलता है, लेकिन अ पेशेंट इन्वेस्टर इज नेवर गोइंग टू लूज मनी, नेवर. And sir, real estate, as I said, real estate is a story where if you get lucky, you get lucky, and most of the time people don't get lucky. Prices are very, very, very high currently in the market. Interest rates are very, very, very high again. Loan pickups are slower. Unless the interest rates come down, the broader retail participation coming up, unless the prices come down, I do not see a major appreciation in real estate. Real estate is a very fragmented. यहाँ तो हमारे पास सिर्फ 3000 स्टॉक है, तो हम 3000 स्टॉक पे we can comment or we can talk about these 3000 स्टॉक. अब रियल एस्टेट में तो मतलब there are 33 crore अपॉर्चुनिटीज, 30 करोड़ अपॉर्चुनिटीज. मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है आपका कौन से स्टेट में, कौन से सिटी में, कौन से जिला में, आप कौन से उधर मेन रोड है कि नहीं उधर. ये दिस इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट advice that you ask me. If I were to look at the real estate index, I think the real estate index this year will come down, not move up.
So that's it with the Q&A, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. I will make sure that I make my appearances more often than less, and look forward to seeing you all very soon. Please do wish your families from my side a very happy new year, and I wish you the best year ahead for you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for attending today's event. Hoping to see you all come for the upcoming events as well. Thank you and have a great evening.